Welcome back to the Transportation Sales Tax Program. We're talking about Bees Ferry Road, as I promised. I want you to remember now that Bees Ferry Road is one of those projects that we call bonded projects, and there are about 12 of them. It's a large project, and it's going to take a little time to complete, but not a lot of time. My guest today is Chris Wood, and he is the construction manager for this project, and we're going to get into some of the details of what's going on to make these improvements. Chris, welcome to our program. It's so nice having you again.
Thanks, Cheryl.
Tell me, what is going on here? We see a part of the road that looks like it's unfinished. It looks like the other part still needs to be worked on. How are you going to be doing this? Are you going to be moving back and forth on this project or what?
We are. The project has several phases in it to lessen the impacts to the commuting public. We're working on phase one at this time, trying to get 2 new lanes constructed with concrete curb and gutter and sidewalk in hopes of shifting traffic to that phase and moving to the secondary side of the project.
That makes it easier for travelers too, I would imagine, if you're moving back and forth and you're not taking the whole road apart.
It does, and it makes it safer too, that we can work away from the traveling public and stay safe for the construction workers as well.
For those who have never been out here or don't remember how this road was constructed earlier, it was what, a 2-lane road, or what kind of highway was it?
Yes, it's a 2-lane road with some turn lanes at certain intersections, but what it will be is a 4-lane road with a landscape median with left and right turn lanes at the intersections, which will improve traffic flow greatly.
The project started in when?
Started in January of 2012.
And when do you think it'll be finished?
It should be finished per contract duration of April 2014.
Now, you're going to be laying a lot of asphalt in this area eventually, and there's quite a few miles involved. Do you have any idea as to how many miles are involved?
The project's 4.5 miles from US 17 down to Highway 61.
And you'll continue to work on completing this entire project within the next, what, 2 years, year and a half or so?
Yeah, it's we're down to about a year and a half left on the contract. So,
before we started this project, what was it like in this area? Did you find that, or those who studied all of this, and this is the only question I want to ask you in this area, but was there a lot of traffic flowing through here, or are we preparing for the future of this road because of the growth in the community? Sort of what's going on here that caused us to come into this area? It is a part of the city of Charleston.
Yes, there's quite a few neighborhoods that are along Bees Ferry Road. In addition to, I think you get some commuters that travel southbound on 17. So in the mornings and afternoon, I think the roadway experienced quite a bit of traffic, and this will definitely improve the flow of traffic in the morning and afternoon time periods.
The drainage in this area, it would seem that would be an important factor, and you're working on that, I would assume.
It is. It's one of the first things that we started with. We began with earthwork and placing new fill, and followed up with there's actually 50,000 lineal foot of drainage pipe to put on this project. We're approximately 1/3 complete at this time, but that's a lot of pipe to put in the ground. The benefits of that is it's a little bit of more of a clean system, given that the rainfall is captured by the curb and gutters and directed to an underground storage system. So there's less maintenance with open ditch lines, or less open ditch lines. So it's less maintenance and a little bit of a cleaner appearance.
Now, there wasn't standing water out here like we see on some other roads. Was there? What caused us to need to work on the drainage part of it? I want to know, was it because of the rain, or was it because of some other factor that was involved?
One feature that you gain from going to a closed drainage system and underground pipe is less impacts with the right-of-way. It takes less room to create a curb and gutter section with drainage underneath the sidewalks than to create a safe shoulder and slope that leads to a drainage ditch. So you save on the area of impact with that type of a design.
So we shouldn't see standing water as we do in some parts of Charleston, the city of Charleston. I know that's a big problem for us here in the city.
Yeah, we don't anticipate with the grades that we have on this project that we'll have any troubles, especially on the roadway, with any standing water. There are some low-lying grounds along Bees Ferry Road that have special considerations made with wetlands and to maintain those features. But those have all been considered in the design.
I would imagine. And when you mentioned wetlands, this area is sort of it's got a lot of wetlands out here, and patches or places, and all of that has been taken care of. And so for the conservationists who worry about our wetlands and our trees and all of that's been taken under consideration in the planning, hasn't it?
Yes, the proper procedures with planning and development have been followed in generating this design for the project.
And we've got to say this because I know there are people who are always concerned, and that's good, concerned about the trees. There are a lot of beautiful trees in this area, and I want to know, how did this project accommodate those trees?
Well, we mitigated tree impacts by planting so many trees per amount of or number of trees that we took out. We also made special provisions for certain trees to protect them by placing fencing material and other things to make sure that they don't get damaged during construction activities.
And we haven't forgotten about the bikers and the walkers and people who enjoy just being a part of this beautiful environment. And we'll talk with you about that in just a moment, so please don't go away.